Hey guys, what's up? So as you may or may not be able to tell by the title, I am doing my first Storytime video. And I haven't done one of these before just because I wrestle with myself about whether I should tell the story or not, which story to tell. And you know, finally one happened where I feel like it's just the right amount of crazy. So I'm kind of a weird person. I do weird things. I like weird people, and that's not a bad thing. It's just who I am. Just kind of really weird. Now, this weird story is about a boy. I enjoy the male species. What can I say? It was my birthday. I was out with one of my friends. All my other friends were doing something cool. So I went out with my friend Nathan. We went to this restaurant. A couple weeks before, we had been around the same restaurant. We were at a different one. It was like a pizza place. And on our way out, I had seen this super cute boy. Like, he had like the man bun, he had like freckles like right here, his teeth were like perfect. All like hella turn-ons for me. And he just looked like such a genuine person that for some reason, as I was walking out, I felt compelled to go use a pickup line on him. So I go over, and for some reason, I didn't think of a pickup line before I got there, so I had to work in the moment, let me tell ya. So he was like with a friend, which I also didn't notice until I got up there. And it was embarrassing, first of all, but I get up there and I'm like, hey. He's like, hi. I'm like, do you know the first 3 digits of pi? I don't know. And he replies, 3.14? And I said, yep, you're right. Can I take a picture of you? And he said, why? To which I said, I'm trying to prove to my friend that boys can both be attractive and smart. I mean, that's what I had. That's what was on the table. But he bought it. He went ahead and went with it for the grace of me. Thank God. Get it, Grace? Stop what you're doing. He let me say my terrible pickup line and then proceeded to get my Snapchat and then say something along the lines of, oh, but what if it doesn't go through a Snapchat? You should send the picture to me in text too. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. Why don't I take your number? So he gave it to me. And I texted him a little bit, found out he was like in college, like right by there, lived on the street, right next to the place we were eating at, just like was like super close or whatever. And I was like, this is great. This guy's a great guy. I am really excited for this. So a couple weeks went by, wasn't really thinking about it, kind of started doing my own thing and just kind of, I don't know, just didn't text him again. But on my birthday, we were at a restaurant right by that restaurant, and I remembered him saying that he lived right there, so I texted him. Normally, this wouldn't be a weird scenario. This would just be me texting some guy I thought was cute to come have a chill eating session with my other friend. It was just gonna be relaxed. However, because I'm a weird ass person, that's not exactly what was going on. Earlier in the day, I had this brilliant idea for this kind of skit thing that I was gonna do, where I bought a wig and had some weird clothes that my person would never actually wear. And I was really excited that I had gotten this wig, and I wasn't expecting to see anyone else tonight besides my really good friend. So I was wearing them. This wasn't just like a cool, like multicolored, like long wig. It wasn't just like extensions. This was a grandma gray wig that was like a bob. Like it was a hell of a wig, I'm gonna tell you right now. So I just checked, and I do have a video of me actually at the place in the wig. So I'll show that to you guys right here. Yeah, so that's the gist of that. I mean, cool, right? Super cool. Except when he walks in and it clicks to me that I'm wearing all this stuff. But of course, I'm like trying to play it off, like whatever, like maybe he'll think it's cool. That's not super weird on a first date, right? No, it's fine. Walks in and he kind of like looks around, and I remember that I'm wearing this stuff. And he looks so confused, guys. We're literally the only people in this place, and he's like pacing back and forth, like walking around, looking around, like, because I texted him that I'm there, so he's looking for me. And finally I text him and I'm like, you look super confused. And he looks right at me and he goes, Grace? And I was like, yeah, that's me. He walks over, he sits down, he's kind of like looking at me like, and I'm like, yeah, like, like my outfit? And he's like, wow, your hair. When'd you get that done? It was kind of like one of those moments when you draw something like super bad and you show your teacher in like kindergarten or whatever and they're like, that's creative, that's different, wow, yeah. So he already thinks I'm weird and it just gets worse. So at this point, we're sitting next to each other, we're kind of like making small talk or whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, it's a wig, like don't, it's not real, and he's like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, it's just my alternate personality. He goes, your alternate personality? I was like, oh yeah, this is my alternate personality, blank. And he was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, like I'm Grace like other times, but just right now, I'm this person. I did not realize till I left this place in shame later that I had made it sound like I had multiple personality disorder. I continued to explain how this alternate personality had different traits than I did, was into different things, and that I was using her for some stuff that I was working on. And it just got weird. So he started talking to me like you would when you were summoning a ghost, asking to speak to a certain spirit, if you will. He was like, oh, so like is Grace like here? Like is she like with us? And I was like, oh my god, he thinks I'm crazy. He continues to ask if I'm there. I continue to try to explain to him that yes, Grace is within me, but so is my alternate personality at this moment. And I just sounded so crazy, guys, you don't even know. So this is a little strong already for like a first date, but I try to make it better. And at this place, it's all like black light, right? So they give you highlighters and things like that that you can kind of draw on the tables and entertain yourself because you're all five there and just trying to get through life. He takes a highlighter and he's like, oh, let me like draw a tattoo on your arm. And I was like, this is super cute. Like, yeah, I'm gonna like let him draw that. Are you kidding me? So he draws like a little guy like riding a bike and I was like, ah, it's like so cute. Like, look at that. And I take his arm and I'm like drawing a flower and we're like giggling and I'm like, okay, this might be back on track. No, it wasn't. I have difficulty expressing when I find somebody cute. I just kind of flip out and turn into like a sushi roll and don't really know how to function normally. I don't. This was so overwhelmingly cute to me that this cute little indie boy band, he played guitar in an indie band, guys. Can we just, he was so cute and nice and was drawing cute little people riding bicycles on my arm and I panicked. I panicked. I took the highlighter and without saying another word proceeded to take his face and start coloring in his eyebrows with this highlighter. Now this whole time, he's kind of awkwardly giggling, like, kind of like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha, just trying to like, gently, you know, like kind of when, they have the guy come in and like talk to like the robber who's like holding people hostage and he's like trying to be nice to him to like not freak the robber out so like the robber doesn't start shooting people. It's kind of what was going on. So I realized, you know, mid coloring through his eyebrows that this was not a normal thing to do and I should not be doing this. So I did the only thing I thought could make it right, which was to start drawing a beauty mark on him as well. Because for some reason in my mind, that meant that this was now okay. Now, at this point, I can only imagine what was going on in his mind. I mean, he just met this girl at a pizza place. They hang out for the first time, and within the first hour is drawing on his face, and looks like she has multiple mental disorders that she had not brought up before, and it probably looks funky on my part. I'm gonna give him that. But I could tell he was done because he is holding his phone, looking at the time, then proceeds to turn over his phone, turn to me and say, do you know what time it is? I pull out my phone and I say, it's about 1:30, to which he says, yeah, you know, I got a paper to write, I gotta go, but yeah, so yeah. He gets up, goes to the bathroom, washes what he can of my highlighter mess on his face off, then proceeds to wave to me and exit the eating establishment. Earlier in this, whatever you want to call it, he had brought up that he and his band were playing Thursday and I should come, and that we talked about doing like a video together. I thought it'd be funny to do this baking video and like get to know each other even more. And this was before he found out that I'm literally insane. And I texted him the next day, sending him ideas for what we could make what we could make in the video, and he definitely did not reply. I texted him one more time after that on Thursday to see if he still wanted me to come see his band, and he did not reply, and I will be damned if I will text him again. But yeah, that's just typical Grace, knocking boys out of the ballpark one at a time. Cool. Now, this was super embarrassing and I never want a date to go that bad again. I thought it was kind of funny, my friends thought it was really funny, and I had this idea to take the wig and instead of using it for the skits I was going to use it for a whole series where I purposely go out on dates with guys that I don't know and just put hidden cameras in it, film it, and do it for you guys' enjoyment. If you think that would be funny, leave a comment saying do it. If you don't, please let me know now because... So, I love you guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And I love you. You matter. Deuces. By the way, dude, if you are watching this, I want to formally apologize and say I'm not that crazy. Or am I?